Imagine having a camera from the time you were able to know what you're doing, know right from wrong, good, bad, and evil, from having a conscience of what life is. Imagine there's something watching and recording that, and it can bring it up at any moment. I think this is what my mother was talking about when live your life as if somebody's watching. I think she may have thought then, when she said that, she was thinking of God, but she implied that it was her, that she was the one watching. And I really thought she had an ability to see me at all times. She did good with that one, I guess. But once I knew that I was on my own, and then I had found a faith and a belief in God, and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, I thought, don't all people live like this? I've lived like this even before I had gotten God. My mother taught me that. She could see me at all times. And it's almost as if she handed over that to God to watch over me. And then I went out into the world and my bubble got bigger. It wasn't just my immediate family. I went to school and I learned things there. I went to Sunday school, vacation Bible school. I got to meet more people there. And not everybody did things the way we were taught and brought up. People weren't held accountable for their actions. People didn't care what they did or what they said. It didn't matter to them that they hurt people. That was the hardest thing for me to get through. I thought, how could people live like this? How do they not know that they're hurting other people? Do they really not care? Am I the only one? Why didn't somebody teach more people to care about what they're doing? And then I got to hear adults when they thought ears weren't listening that were little tender ears. And I got to hear them talking about after I had believed in a faith of God and Jesus. And I heard them say, those parents must have done something awful to have God punish their child like that to punish them. So God had done something terrible to one of my siblings to punish my parents for something they did. And the thing is there were things going on in my parents' life that weren't something that you'd want a camera on or you wouldn't want the outside world to see and hear. But at the time, I was a little girl, and I didn't know a lot of people had the same things going on in their home that we had going on in our home. They might have been a little different in dynamics, but they were much the same. People are human, and we do our best, I would like to think. But what that did was, as I went back to religious ed when I got to school, and I decided if that God was going to hurt children to punish adults, I wanted no part in that God. And all that I had put into that God and my faith, I had lost. I had no faith in nothing anymore. I believed the world was just going to be awful. It was going to be filled with awful. And I was just going to have to learn to live with it. And how was I going to do that? Because I felt like I was a pretty decent human. And I had to live among a bunch of, I don't know. It was scary. It was hard. I was 11 years old. What did I know? I didn't know nothing. I'm 62 this year. I still don't know nothing. But when you're in earshot of a child and you take away something that works for them, you might want to have something else that is going to work for them after that, because they're going to have difficulty. They're going to have problems. They're going to need understanding. So, in the biblical sense, don't take away something that's working for somebody if it's working just because you don't believe. Don't take that away from the next person if it's working for them and they're able to get through this life, because life is difficult. It's very difficult. It's very much a trial and learned and have blessings. The lessons become blessings and it comes full circle, but it may take many, many, many years for that to happen. I have no wisdom. I've lived a long life and I've been very fortunate for that, because many haven't. And I know that, and I know some of them that haven't. Sure do. So, with that said, don't stomp on other people's faith. If they seem to be working with them, you don't have to stomp out a light in something else to make your own light shine. I don't believe. I don't believe that's what life's about. I believe you can shine even without putting out somebody else's light. That's what I believe. But I'm learning. Still 62 almost, and I'm still learning. I bet you are too. Just saying.